The Dalmatian coast, rugged, beautiful, ancient. As Anthony Bourdain steps off the plane, a wave of salty air washes over him. Croatia. He had heard whispers, rumors from chef friends. They spoke of undiscovered culinary treasures, wines born from ancient soils. He was here to find out for himself. Croatia was a country still shrouded in mystery, emerging from a difficult past. But beneath the surface, he sensed a vibrancy, a resilience that called to him. This was a place where history was etched into the stones, where food was more than sustenance. It was a celebration of life, his kind of place. He could feel it in his gut. This was going to be special. The Dalmatian coast welcomes him with its rugged beauty and ancient charm. He senses the vibrancy and resilience of Croatia, a country where history and culinary treasures await discovery.
The food in Croatia was a revelation. Fresh seafood pulled from the Adriatic, grilled simply with olive oil and lemon, peppery olive oils, robust reds, and crisp whites. Every bite, every sip told a story. I wandered through bustling markets, the air thick with the scent of ripe tomatoes and freshly baked bread. Fishermen unloaded their catch of the day, their faces weathered by the sun and sea. This was a place where people lived in harmony with nature, where tradition was woven into the fabric of everyday life. I sat down at a small family-run restaurant overlooking the harbor. The owner, a woman with warm eyes and a quick smile, brought me a plate of grilled sardines and a glass of local wine. "Prost," she said, raising her glass. "Živjeli," I replied, taking a sip. The wine was crisp and refreshing with a hint of salt air. It was the taste of Croatia.
Anthony Bourdain explores the bustling markets and family-run restaurants of Croatia, discovering the harmony between people and nature and the rich traditions woven into everyday life.
The Croatian landscape is a tapestry of textures and colors. Azure waters lap at rocky shores, vineyards cling to hillsides, and ancient olive groves dot the landscape. It's a place where the earth seems to pulse with life, and nowhere is this more evident than in the country's wines. Croatian wines are like the country itself, bold, complex, and deeply rooted in tradition. From the crisp whites of Istria to the full-bodied reds of Dalmatia, each region boasts its own unique terroir and grape varietals. I was particularly drawn to the indigenous grapes, varietals I'd never encountered before. Plavac Mali, a red grape that thrives on the steep slopes of the Pelgisac Peninsula, produces wines with intense fruit and a hint of earthiness. Pasip, a white grape from the island of Korčula, yields wines with a refreshing minerality and aromas of citrus and stone fruit.
The Croatian landscape, vibrant and alive, is mirrored in its wines. Anthony Bourdain discovers the unique terroirs and indigenous grape varietals that make Croatian wines bold, complex, and deeply rooted in tradition.
One of the things that struck me most about Croatian winemaking was the deep respect for tradition. Many of the wineries I visited were family-run operations that had been passed down through generations. The winemakers I met were passionate about their craft, and they took great pride in preserving the ancient techniques that had been handed down to them. I had the opportunity to participate in a traditional grape stomping at a small winery in Istria. As I sank my bare feet into the vat of grapes, I couldn't help but feel a sense of connection to the generations of winemakers who had come before me. It was a messy, joyous celebration of the harvest, and a reminder that some traditions are timeless. As I boarded the plane to leave Croatia, I couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness. I had fallen in love with this country, its people, its food, and its wines. It was a place that had gotten under my skin, a place I knew I would return to again and again. Croatia had exceeded my expectations. It wasn't just the food, though it was damn good. It was the people, the history, the rawness. It was a country that had faced its share of challenges, but had emerged stronger, more resilient. Croatia, I'll be back. Živjeli!